Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. It is 7:03 a.m. I haven't been up very long. Well, I've been up maybe 45 minutes, but I just got out here. I've had time to almost drink my first cup of coffee, and I have another one going right now. I have to work today, so I went ahead and started the second cup, even though I'm holding this one. I'm going to show you some stuff real quick. Okay, as you can see, I have a lot on the desk, and I need to clean some of this off so I have room to work. But I wanted to show you a few things. First of all, this is a massive journal that I made from a fun pack back in 2022 because I made it for the field trip that Jay and I took when we met in Greenville, South Carolina to go to a quilt show there. And I went ahead and pulled it out when Jay came to visit this time. She came to the retreat in 2023, and then we went to QuiltCon in Raleigh just this past weekend, and I'm still making little notes of things that we did, and this is fun. So I remember talking so much about safety pins, and I have safety pins in that little thing right there. But this was just a really huge journal, and I took it with me and I used it when Jay and I would have a chance to sit down. It started in Greenville, South Carolina. You can see we went to the Irish pub. I wrote up here, I tried the Kilkenny Irish Cream Ale. We had dinner at the Irish pub. Oh, where's the date? April 28th, 2022. Goal, to have a great trip. So I saved my receipts. I wrote down things that, like my travel time. I must have found this nail on the trip. I know Jay and I even saved candy wrappers. We had so much fun, and we talked about journaling. Jay and I spent time crafting and journaling in her room. And, you know, I wrote down things like, Jay, this is interesting because remember, you and I were trying to remember where we went. Jay and I got an early start. We journaled a bit. Then we went to a local Dollar Tree. After that, we visited Miracle Hill Thrift Store, and then we went to the Quilt Fest. So we did get an early start that day. That was April 29th. And then I wrote down money I spent. Started the day with coffee from the lobby. We did end up going to Falls Park on Friday after the quilt show. It was really pretty. So I saved little bits from our like brochures and things. What is this? After the quilt show, we came back to our rooms and rested. We then went to an odd sort of thrift store called Ben's To Go. Jay, that's the place that I was trying to remember. I think they had the tables. From there, we went to S&S Cafeteria. I had baked chicken, slaw, black-eyed peas. Jay gave me some of her potatoes and green beans. I was hungry and ate it all. Those are the little details that you forget if you don't write things down. So we have these maps, thrift store, Miracle Hill, I spent $4.50, vending at the hotel, $1.75, SS Cafeteria, $11.86, and then vending at the hotel, $1.75. Oh, this was funny. On my way home, I ordered a fish fillet, but once on the road again, I had a Big Mac. So someone out there had a fish fillet instead of a Big Mac. I wonder if they were mad. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. So that's my little container from the coffee. And I remember at that time I was making these little snippets or like little clusters from all sorts of bits of paper and just, you know, using up things that I had. No mask required. Glad COVID restrictions are easing up. And there's the little card from S&S Cafeteria. I wonder if that's still going strong. It's so fun to save things like this. So I went ahead and sat down last night. Jay, you know the little calendar that you gave me with the inspirational sayings. I already have a calendar that I carry every day in my planner. So I went through that and cut the sayings off of the top of each month so that I could have these in here. They are very inspiring. Gratitude and attitude are not challenges, they are choices. So I can take these off now. I made a little pocket in here last night, and that's the itinerary from Greenville. There's another, I like this one, another quote from that calendar. When I started counting my blessings, my whole life turned around. And then I wrote down the field trips that we've had in there. Coffee is the best reward. And then this, Jay, at that time, remember you were making the envelopes and you gave me one. This was 2022. You were making vintage looking envelopes. And I came home, so this is May 1st, 2022. I'm sitting here at home after driving from Greenville, South Carolina yesterday. I left here Thursday morning and so on. So that's where I wrote pretty much just a summary of our whole trip and what we did. And then just moving on through. Even in the chaos of everyday life, moments of gratitude remind us to hold on to the good things. I love those sayings. There's my coffee stirrer. I don't know if you can see it in the middle of this page. I remember these pages too from the book about the Irish bars. I love coffee is what I wrote on that little wooden stick. Advil. Maybe I had some Advil with me. That I don't remember. I do not remember that part. Receipt from Starbucks. And then I can put something in here. I don't think I've done that yet. When you make journals like this, so I went through, you can see that was one whole piece. I cut part of that off last night. Well, I'm not being very clear. It was a whole page. And I cut it down to lower the bulk of this journal down a little bit because I don't want it to be a gator mouth. I also cut a page here. Don't be afraid to alter your journals once they're made. You know, if you need more space or whatever. That one was getting really thick and, you know, I want to keep adding to it. So it's okay to go back and cut pages. And if you cut close to the stitching, you're going to lose a lot of the bulk, but the page doesn't fall out. So, of course, I've got little maps from South Carolina. There's a fun, like, sewing image, little sewing machine there. Oh, let's see. And that's an envelope that I glued in here to have a place to put more things. That glue is not sticking. I think it's because of the finish on this page. So let me see, is my stapler still out here on the desk? There is no telling. I've been working on, there it is, I see it. It's behind my coffee. Been working on so many things out here. And I do have to go to my job this morning. So I wanted to just do a quick video and I didn't bother to clean my desk up here. So what is this? Oh, so I think this is from, Greenville County Museum of Art. I was thinking I had started adding things from this year, but we got that. We went to that museum. That was a fun museum, Jay. Do you remember that one? That small one right in Greenville, I think it was. And then I glued in some of the things, Jay, that you brought to me from when you visited the North Carolina Museum of Art this time, to make a little pocket here. I like to make pockets that are kind of hidden. You know, you glue the pages together on the ends and it looks like one page, but then you can put things in there. Okay, let's see. Sugar packet from coffee in the lobby. Why is it such a cozy feeling to wake up in your hotel room and know hot coffee is waiting in the lobby? I love it. So just goes on and on. And then we start getting into the trip this time. So Durham African American Heritage Guide. I believe this was at QuiltCon, wasn't it, Jay? This brochure here. And I know some of these quilters in this group. from having worked at the scrap exchange and just meeting some of them in person. And then this is an interesting brochure to have. That was here at Nasher, at the Nasher Museum. And they always have these things you can pick up. And it's free to get into this museum, which I really love. And you can just leave a donation of your, whatever you can afford. They have a jar in the front of the museum. It is, I think it's considered part of Duke University. What is this? Had a white chocolate mocha on Saturday morning. That was from 2022. Hello? Oh, wait, let me get the end. That's not so thick. Okay. I don't know if any of you watch women's college basketball, but UNC played Boston last night, and our niece, Sydney, got some time on the court. She's a freshman and went to UNC as a walk-on, and she's since been given a basketball scholarship, which we are just so proud of her. But she got some playing time, and she just rocked it. So we're just so excited for her. If any of you saw part of that game and saw Sydney Barker at the end. So these are from Nasher this time, when Jay and I went. And just flipping on through, what is this? Funny how things we do all run together in our memory banks. Jay and I ate at S&S Cafeteria twice on Friday, but I'm already having trouble remembering the order of events. We did so many fun things. I do remember that for my lunch meal there, I had iced tea, cucumber and onions and vinegar and broccoli salad. I had forgotten about that, Jay, but I know we talked even this time about how quickly you can forget what you're doing if you have a busy schedule going from one place to another. So both of these little handouts were from Nasher. Both beautiful exhibits. Both of these. These paintings really inspired me, and I want to come back and revisit the thoughts that I had while looking at that. I know I need to not be on here too long, and the time goes by so fast. There's the playing cards. They're just not sticking to this. It's this. That's what's doing it. So I might have to put those in, oh, where are my brads? If we have to punch a hole in this card, that's fine. Because this particular page is about the memory, and the glue, it's this finish on the card, and it was the finish on that magazine page earlier that's keeping the glue from sticking. So I'm just going to put, that one's going to pull off too, I know it is. So let's just go ahead and put a hole in that one too, and we will use brads to hold those down. And I'm noticing here that when you do that, you could end up with a little hidden journaling spot by doing things like this on a page. Let's see, and we could cover the back up with tape. I'm not going to worry about doing that right now because I have a couple of other things I want to show you, and then I have to get to work. Life needs a little more sweet tea and quilts. I can agree with that. I can totally agree with that. That was from this year, that little card. So I still have room to add a few more things in here. And yeah, there's quite a bit more room, honestly. I love that. I'm on top of this paint set here. I've just got stuff everywhere. Oh my goodness gracious. So what was this? That was the South Carolina piece. There's still so much more in here. I need to get a move on so I can get to work. Let's put the brads away, and let me show you real quickly. Jay and I found this really pretty trim when we were out thrifting, and we split it. She took half and I took half, and then Jay, I glued some on the inside covers of this journal, which it's perfect for this. It's perfect. And look, I laid the book down on an ink pad, and of course that is so me. And also, of course, I don't really care. I mean, because this is a junk journal. This is not a really themed, honestly, you wouldn't even know, that wasn't supposed to be there. This should be a lesson to all of you, though, to be careful. Anyway, if I was working on something really special, the desk would not be like this. So I don't want to keep just taking up time here. I turned this up to make a pocket. Jay and I did go to a magic craft store. So when I say magic shop, it sounds like I'm talking about tricks and like magician. There is a really neat store near us that has they have all sorts of stones, and they have books, and they have tarot cards and oracles, and I don't read those cards. I love some of them for the artwork, but I've met Lynn, who runs it, and Jay and I stepped in there just to see, what was in there. Jay, there's the envelope you made for me, some things you picked up from the museum. Anyway, I think everybody gets the point of this journal, and I'm gonna put it back on the shelf for now, and I'm gonna untangle these later. I think from carrying it around they got tangled up, but they untangle really easily, and then it looks so beautiful when it's hanging on the shelf. Now, somewhere I have a little book that I made to go in here. Let's put these alcohol inks away also. I still have the drawer open from where I took them out. So, in case anybody was wondering, I am totally still carrying this planner around. I love it. I really do. It's working out so well. I don't add too much bulk to this. This is strictly my planner. And let me see if I can find that thing that I made. And I feel like this journal's planner is doing pretty well, considering it hasn't increased that much in bulk. I can tell you where I'm increasing it every month, which I've done January and February, and now I'm doing it for March. That can come out of there, or I can just stick it in that's where I got a snack at work. So what I've done each month, and the journal was already made up to cover every single month. I do put little things that I find, like one of my co-workers found this, and she brought it in to me and said, "This is so you, buy the ticket, take the ride." It's a little patch, so I glued that in. But every single month, and there's one of the quilt things I did, that doesn't go in there. I make a little booklet for spending, so that I can write down all of my spending for the month. And I have a very set number of pages for the month. And I make a to-do book. It's just scraps, that's all it is. And let's see, I sew right down the center. You can see the stitching there. I sewed some lace and a cover on that one. And I make a pocket for it. So this is January, and then we got over here to February, which we're at the end of February now. There's my little to-do book from February, made from a Domino's sugar box. And I had my spending for February, and that's just some paper. I need to finish this out. I did do a few things yesterday. I bought some things that I needed, like health and beauty things, and so I need to update a few more things. But now here we are at March, and that needs to come out of there. So those were some scraps I found on the floor at work. People are always bringing in things that they want to match up. And sometimes they drop them out on the sidewalk. Sometimes they drop them in the store. And if we save things that are like phones, keys, you know, we have all kinds of things that people leave, and we try to get back in touch with the people if there's any way possible. But if we kept every piece of string and every paper swatch or fabric swatch or clothing swatch or whatever people are bringing in, we would have a whole truck full of stuff. People do drop things. So that, I'm gonna put that in somewhere, somewhere. So here we are at March, and this little section right within here is my March section. So I've made up my my spending for March, and I'm gonna have to create a little pocket to keep that in. That's what I've done with each month, and that has worked out really well. In fact, it might do to turn this into a pocket somehow. And it needs to be where I can get to it pretty easily. I want to be able to see the edge of that little spending booklet. So I probably will glue, let's glue those two pages together. What time is it? Oh man, it's already almost 7:30. It is 7:26 right now. Let's glue this down. I love having this planner with me though. I keep it with me all the time pretty much, unless I forget it, which I don't like to do. And I do use it, and I like to have it like if I'm sitting in my car and I need to write some things down. For example, yesterday I was out doing some things, and I had a chance to just sit and drink my coffee before I went into CVS. And it was nice to have this on the seat next to me. I take it to work. Where in the world did I put that stapler? I don't like it when the desk is this messy. Everybody knows me. I mean, I can handle a pretty decent amount of chaos, but when it gets like this, I don't like it. And the only thing I was gonna do was maybe add a staple to each side, but don't do that. Let's do this. I just want this glue to hold, and I want to give it space to dry. So let's put a clip here, and here let's cut some of this some of that excess. I like this better. I just want it to be a perfect pocket for the little planning notebook. So I've got finances, March 2024. I cut her out of one of those yearbook pages, be careful with money. So what I've been doing is just truly writing down every single thing that I spend, and I've developed this little system. There's one place in particular that I'm tracking what I spend, and I put that in a big square box so that I can see it, or a rectangle. I put a rectangle around that, and I do write down, you know, where all the money is going to. I keep track of how much I'm spending on snacks at Joann's, because obviously if you're there for 7 hours and you've got all this, you know, they have the candy and the chips and the drinks, and some of it is okay and necessary, but you know, if something is okay, I write okay, like it's not that bad. I put a sad face behind something if it was just completely unnecessary. And then I underline the things that are totally necessary, like bills, you know, auto insurance, taxes, things like that. So that's going to live in there. And then this, this adorable little book I made last night, I almost feel guilty using this beautiful, beautiful label from Amy to go on the front of this. Amy sent me some, well, I have several Amy friends. So this is Amy, who came to the retreat, and she recently sent some gorgeous labels, like cigar labels. And I just love this one so much. I can come back later and scan that or take a picture of it so that I can use it again, but I think it's so cute on that polka dotted paper. So I'm gonna put it right on the front of here, and this is gonna be my to-do book for March. I was surprised at the temperature this morning. It was 32 degrees. March 1st, but you know, it's gonna be, it's time for us to start our gardens here, which is exciting. So let's just put that right there. And if I decide, well, I'm sure I will. I want all of these labeled. I'm probably gonna make a little label up here that says to-do list, March 2024. I mean, we could go ahead and do that. Oh, look. Jay, I think you made me that little book. This is on the desk. I'm gonna hold on to those. Those can go in here for future months, and I won't have to make one. I just realized those were sitting over here to the side. Let's see. Well, I'll make a little label later. I kind of want to do it now, though. You know, just have it done. Let's get these bigger scissors. I don't like that tea. I don't know if I like any of that. And you know what? Maybe I could spend more than 2 seconds picking out a color that matches. Maybe this pretty pink. These are really art markers, like drawing and painting, so I don't know that they're meant for, I'm going to round these edges a little bit. I don't know that they're meant for writing like that. Made for really big letters, but that's okay. This is fine. I can handle that one. But why don't we add some colors? A little bit of color around the edge of that. Actually, let's get this. Normally I would dry this with the dryer, but time is going by so fast. And there, that's all I wanted. It was just some faint coloring on that so that it didn't look so stark white. And we're gonna glue that on, and my planner is gonna be all set. You know, it seems like there was some other stuff I wanted to show you, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop this because I need to go in and get ready for work. I've really enjoyed being off work the last 2 days. I will have the March Pen Pal mail, I would say, in the next few days. I'm hoping to have that listed no later than Sunday. I will have it listed on Sunday, by Sunday. I have everything together. I just need to sort it. I have piles of stuff that I know is going into the Pen Pal mail for March. I just need to sort it and package it and get it ready to mail out, because I want to be able to just mail it as soon as it's ordered. That's something that I'm really working on. That is a challenge for people who work a job and then also have a shop, is making sure that you keep up with every single thing. And I'll have the zine ready soon. I'm working on those two things. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will be back really soon. I have an idea. Let's see. I don't want to forget about it. Yeah, that'll remind me. I know that looks ridiculous, but I have an idea that I want to see what it ends up looking like. It's got to be better than that. Okay, I'll be back really soon. Bye for now.